Have you ever looked at another woman's life and quietly concluded that something must be missing from yours, that you needed to be more accomplished, more attractive, more confident, more chosen before you could finally believe you were enough? Or am I the only person? That belief is not new. The first woman was persuaded to believe something was missing from her too. Welcome to video 1 in the series, The Story That You Live From. In Genesis chapter 3, verses 4 to 5, the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Listen to what is hidden inside that suggestion. That is not even a suggestion, that's a lie. The serpent is telling Eve she's not yet all she could be, that something has been withheld from her, that if she steps outside what God has said, she could finally become more. But Eve had already been created in the image and likeness of God, already his deliberate workmanship, already surrounded by his provision, living beneath his blessings. She was already seen, known, loved, and given purpose. God never told her she was deficient. God never told her she needed to prove her worth. And he never told her his provision was insufficient. The serpent is the one that introduced a story God never wrote. And Eve believed something about herself that God had never said. That same deception continues today. We need to accomplish more. You need someone to choose you. You need to keep performing so people will keep valuing you. And if a lie is repeated often enough, it begins to feel like truth. Some of what you believe may have been formed through rejection, some through comparison, or words spoken over you before you knew how to question them. You may have come to believe you are difficult to love, that you always have to be the strong one, that if you stop performing, people will stop valuing you. No, I can identify with that. But the question is, did God say it? A belief doesn't have to be true to shape your life. It only has to be accepted. Watch what happens next in the text. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of the fruit and ate it because she felt she needed more than what God had already given her. Before Eve ever reached for the fruit, she first accepted the suggestion, she first accepted the lie that the truth held something she was missing. That is why a false belief is dangerous. It makes you reach for something that God promises to give you what he already settled. Eve reached for something to make her like God when she had already been made in his image. We do the same thing. We reach for achievement, believing it will make us significant. We reach for approval, believing it will make us worthy. We reach for visibility, believing it will prove we matter. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. The danger comes when we ask them to hand us an identity only God can give. The serpent made Eve believe God's boundary was proof he was withholding something good, because the boundary was eat of all the tree, but of this particular one, don't touch it. And so he came and made it feel like God was withholding something from you. Something must be in this tree that, that is good for you, but he doesn't want you to have it. That deception still works. We interpret a closed door as rejection, a delay as abandonment, a difficult season as evidence God has forgotten us. But the presence of a boundary does not mean the absence of God's goodness. Healing begins when you become willing to question the story you have been living from. Not what happened to me, but did God actually say this? Or did rejection say it? Did God say this, or did comparison say it? Not every thought that enters your mind deserves your agreement. Let me say that again. Not every thought that enters your mind deserves your agreement. God's verdict concerning you was true before rejection ever touched you, true before disappointment ever shaped you, and before anyone overlooked or underestimated you. You were known before anyone misunderstood you, loved before anyone rejected you, given worth before you ever achieved anything. So take this question before the Lord this week. What have I believed about myself that you never ask? Don't rush it. Stay and live with it and pay attention to what rises up when you are overlooked, when you are corrected, or when you are afraid. Check out those emotions. Then ask the second question, what have you said about me? What have you, God, said about me instead of what I have been believing? Some of what you believe about yourself, God never said. Perhaps this is the season you stop letting an old lie speak with more authority than the one who created you. Now, if this has spoken to you, write in the comments, I am listening. And so I want to invite you to join me on this conversation we're going to have over the next few weeks regarding this topic, the story that you live from. And so video 2 is going to take it one step further. So join me. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless you.